Hey, good morning to both of you. Let's have a look at a whole lot of blunders that I made in a recent 9-point match that I lost. And most of the blunders here are going to be of the doubling cube variety. So let's get right to it. This is a 9-point match. And all right, there we go. And I am white. And actually, I played the first game without any blunders at all, and the second game too. So this is game three, and I'm trailing 2-0. And this is a double and take that I missed. I'm on the bar, but I have a shot at a checker on the 23. I could come in and hit on my 5-point. Red has 3 checkers back. Obviously, although I was going to say I have a large race lead, but it's only 21, 144 to 165. So, but a lot of opportunities here. And I obviously can come in and hit with a 2 or a 3 on the 5-point as well. So pretty good chance to put 2 checkers up, pretty good chance to put 1 checker up and add to a bar. The computer says 68.7% chance to win the game, with 24% of those being gammons. So pretty good opportunity. And then I do actually double on the next roll. So I came in with a 6-1, and my opponent rolled a 6-1 to move off of the 5-point. And even I can see that this is a double. And my opponent actually blundered by taking it, and I managed to build all of this up, and I have this wonderful position, and you can probably guess what happens next. As I get this, some ugly things. I don't have any misplays here, so I was happy to see that. But then I throw 6-2, and my opponent throws a 6, and instead of possibly going up 4-2 or tying the score at 2-2, I come over here and I bounce 6 times in a row. Get it? Not 6 times, but multiple times in a row, and eventually get redoubled out. And instead of being in a good position, I am now trailing 4-0. So trailing 4-0, third roll, and I have a 5-1 to play. And here's an opportunity to hit loose in my inner board. I think I've mentioned that I struggle with this. And this is a prime opportunity to do this, because what you really want to do is take a half roll away from red. Moving on a little bit later, I mentioned there are a lot of doubling errors, and here's one of them. This is a double blunder. Should have doubled here. Should have doubled here. This is a misplay. The 4 and 3. And this was your time to give up the 6-point. And if red does come in with a 6, you've got a double shot. And if red comes in with 2 6s, you've got problems. But that's obviously unlikely, and you cannot play around the idea that your opponent is going to throw double 6s. Here's another opportunity to double that I missed, just because I had no faith that I would throw a 6 as needed, and I didn't. Should have doubled here, should have doubled here, should have doubled here. I think I made 14 doubling blunders in this single match. Played this 4-3 when this 4-3 would have been better. Another chance to hit in my inner board that I didn't take. And also notice red's got a loose checker out here that you can take some aim at. More doubling blunders. I'm at 63% to win this game, and half of those 63% are gammons at this point. And one of the things I hate doing is doubling when red's got a whole bunch of checkers back there. It's like, yeah, you might lose, you might win a gammon, but you can also lose one. So there are 4 doubling blunders in a row here, and this is actually a misplay. Sometimes it's important to get out. This is one of those times. This is a double blunder. This is a double blunder. Eventually my position does, and this is a double blunder as well. Eventually my position gets to, oh, let's go back and see how this game turns out. Let's see, I throw double fives and I get locked in here with the 6 and I get doubled out, and the pass is correct here. Just very difficult minefield to get through. This is a more standard misplay that let's make the inner board point and build for later instead of making an outer board point that doesn't actually provide a lot of value. This is the 8th roll of game 6. I'm trailing 5-1, and the computer would have preferred to hang on and do some blocking here. I'm 32 pips down before the roll, and so I will be down 8 after the roll, so some blocking would actually probably be smart. Trailing 6-1, this is a, hello Richard. This is a make the 5-point situation. Not entirely sure how I missed that. And here I have a double and a take. Again, I'm trailing 6-1, so it's not like my numbers are great here. 61% chance to win the game, but I'm trailing 6-1. Now I'm trailing 6-2. And should have forgone the hit and made the 5-point. I did one of those things. This was double 2s off the bar, which are usually delightful. And I misplayed only one of the 2s. Should have come to the 5-point instead of holding onto the 7. Now trailing 6-4, and this is a double blunder, the classic double blunder and take blunder. Red doesn't have a double here, although red is 63% to win this game, and half of those, 32%, are gammons. And yet the computer says red should not be doubling, and that white should be taking. The match-winning chances on this are double and pass would make it 7-4 and would make red 74% to win. Not doubling, red is 70.5% to win the match. And if white takes, red's chances of winning the match are reduced to 69%. The only thing I see is that white has a fairly good chance of making an anchor here, and that red does still have 2 checkers back, but with 2 on the bar and nothing in the inner board, I couldn't see a take. This was, okay, it's 7-4. It's a 9-point match. So red is 2 away here, and red doubles me. Obviously, this is just a straight race position where you are evaluating whether you want to accept a double and turn the cube back and make it 4, which Obviously, winning a 4-point game would put me ahead 8-7. Or if you want to be down 8-4, Crawford. And the computer says I botched this. The math says the double and take makes red 85.14% to win the match, and that if white passes, red's chances are 84.18% chance to win the match. So that's a 1 percentage point difference between taking and not taking it. I should also throw in here, red is a much better player than I am, and a chance to make up 4 points at once with some lucky dice was a little bit too hard for me to pass up. It was difficult for me to imagine scoring 5 straight points starting at Crawford, that there would be even a 15% chance at that. Anyway, I took the cube, and on the downside, it didn't work out. On the upside, it was the last blunder that I made in the match. Automatic redouble take, and red throws 3-3. I throw 6-6, which narrows the gap to 7, and red comes back with 5-5, and the race is never really close after that. Although we have some creeping by red, and we get to here, and I do throw the 6s, and red throws 2-1, and I have a chance to win the game with a double of 3s or better right here, but I throw 3-1. And that's the end of the match. Thanks for watching.